For ancient humans, winter was not beautiful, it was trying to kill them. Shifting temperatures during the Ice Age turned entire continents into deadly, freezing, without thick jackets or insulation. Our ancestors faced a relentless daily battle. The constant threat of starvation loomed heavily as edible green plants disappeared beneath. Winter darkness stretched for brutal hours, making outside movement highly risky and limiting. A single minor bone injury could turn fatal if a hunter became unable to move quickly. Sudden violent blizzards could easily trap a roaming foraging party far away from their main. Finding proper protective shelter was the absolute highest priority for the tribe when deep natural caves provided an excellent defense against the freezing gales screaming across. But caves were highly competitive, often serving as winter dens for aggressive, massive. When natural limestone caves were unavailable, resourceful humans built their own tents. They constructed thick, protective windbreaks using tightly interwoven pine branches, and large teepee-like huts were carefully erected, using long, straight wooden saplings as to seal out the freezing air. They draped heavy, insulated mammoth hides over the structure. They built protective barriers of packed winter snow to deflect the most punishing direct wind. Inside these dark shelters, fire was the ultimate lifeline, keeping the entire community. A central fire pit provided vital thermal warmth, turning icy caves into safe. Starting a fresh fire from scratch required immense mechanical effort using primitive friction. Therefore, designated tribal members kept the primary campfire burning continuously. Gathering dry firewood became an essential, dangerous daily chore that required leaving. In resource-scarce tundras, they cleverly burned dense animal bones which held a long. The smoke from the fire also helped drive away any biting winter insects hiding inside. Crucially, bright flames kept aggressive nocturnal predators from daring to approach the family. To venture outside into the biting air, humans needed highly advanced winter clothing. They used sharp flint scrapers to carefully clean fat and flesh from animal hides. The invention of bone needles allowed our ancestors to sew tightly fitting, insulated clothes. They used strong, dried animal sinew as durable thread to stitch the heavy layers together. By wearing multiple layered coverings, they trapped warm body heat right against their skin. Protecting the feet from frostbite required complex, custom-made prehistoric footwear. They stuffed these leather boots with dry prairie grass for essential extra thermal insulation. Proper clothing meant humans could operate in freezing blizzards that would kill other primates. With warmth secured, the secondary major challenge of the deadly winter was food preservation. During the autumn abundance, tribes diligently sliced meat into thin strips for smoking. Drying raw meat removed moisture, successfully preventing dangerous rot and mold growth. They stored these valuable dried food reserves inside deep pits dug into the frozen. They covered these storage caches with immense, heavy boulders to deter clever scavengers. Highly nutritious wild nuts and fat-rich acorns were collected and kept for vital. When storage supplies ran dangerously low, brave hunting parties had to risk winter. Tracking prey in deep snow was easier because large animals left obvious, heavy foot. Hunters used long, heavy wooden spears designed for closing distance with winter game. They tracked giant deer herds across the valley, waiting for an animal to slow down. Deep, drifting winter snow functioned as a natural trap, slowing down heavy, hooved animals. Once a target animal was secured, every single gram of resource was carefully utilized. They broke open large leg bones using heavy rocks to extract the fat-rich marrow inside. Bone marrow provided critical fat calories needed to fuel human metabolism, and no single prehistoric human could ever manage to survive these brutal winters entirely. Absolute cooperation and teamwork were the core pillars of their global survival strategy. Tribal tasks were cleanly divided based on physical ability and seasonal community. While active hunters tracked game, others remained at base camp to tend vital fires. Keeping young tribal children safe from freezing required constant, collective adults. Elders were deeply respected and protected because they possessed immense life survival knowledge. Sharing all collected meat evenly ensured that injured or weaker members survived the siege. This deep social safety net set humans apart from fiercely individualistic wild. When winter resources in an area dried up, the entire camp prepared to migrate. They followed the slow migratory trails of large game like wild aurochs herds. During movement, they avoided exposed frozen plateaus where wind chill levels were deadly. Instead, they carefully selected low river valleys, sheltered by immense limestone rock. Crossing frozen winter streams required extreme care to avoid breaking through thin ice. They utilized primitive wooden walking sticks to test the strength of ice ahead. Every piece of technical winter gear had to be portable and highly durable. Specialized stone toolkits were essential for creating and maintaining their vital winter equipment. They used razor-sharp flint blades to slice thick hide straps for fastening gear securely. Heavy stone axes were used to harvest firewood from frozen, dead forest trees. Woven reed baskets were carefully crafted to carry heavy loads of gathered forest fuel. They relied heavily on stored social knowledge to navigate the extreme winter geography. Elders carefully passed down memories of safe cave sites across generational lines. Reading tiny changes in wind direction allowed them to predict incoming winter blizzards. They studied winter animal behavior to pinpoint exactly where hidden water sources remained. Knowing which specific dry roots could be safely dug up saved the tribe from starvation. In the Ice Age, strategic group coordination mattered vastly more than raw individual. A single giant predator was easily defeated when the entire community acted together. Solitary apex predators often struggled significantly during winter when game grew high, but human culture allowed for constant storage, sharing, and rapid collective strategic. This deep mental adaptability turned a vulnerable primate into the ultimate winter survivor. Every intense winter season functioned as a harsh filter, refining human operations. They engineered specialized snow goggles out of thin wood slits to prevent blindness. Refining the design of temporary camps allowed them to expand into extreme territory. The constant requirement for fuel necessitated creating advanced, highly efficient charcoal. Social bonds grew significantly tighter as families spent long winter nights inside. Oral language complexified as elders shared critical historical survival myths. Art blossomed on dark cavern walls, illustrating great hunts and ancestral guiding spirits. These cultural rituals kept tribal morale high during the most depressing winter months. They crafted small, portable bone charms representing luck for upcoming valley tracking. When spring finally arrived, the surviving community emerged stronger and highly unified. Surviving deadly winters directly forced humanity to develop complex language, and our intelligence was systematically sculpted by the freezing pressures of the prehistoric world. We are the direct descendants of the clever groups that refused to freeze. They traded individual isolation for the immense protective power of a community. Every cold needle and hide scraper played a tiny role in global dominance. The modern cozy homes we possess today roots back directly to these caves. Our biological hardware remains perfectly calibrated to fight off extreme environment. When winter storms rage outside your window, remember the ancient campfire spark. Mankind did not conquer the planet with claws, but through incredible teamwork. They carefully balanced resource preservation with tactical outside risk-taking every day. The evolutionary journey of human community was forged in Ice Age blizzards. We carry their legacy of resilience inside our very own genetic architecture. The next time you feel cold, consider the ancient hunters tracking valleys. They faced the ultimate global climate emergency and managed to ace it completely. Their collaborative survival structure laid down the solid foundations of modern civilization. That is exactly how prehistoric human groups successfully overcame the deadliest winter.